It's 6 degrees out Fahrenheit and I am freezing. You know what else is freezing? Windows 7 is frozen. It's done. My name is Levi. This is the Cybersecurity Education channel, and I have been talking about it for months. 3 months ago and counting, back in September of 2019, I released a video to you guys talking about Windows 7 being unsupported as of January 14th, 2020. That time has passed and you guys need to move on from Windows 7 if you're still using it. I did a full in-depth video on Windows 7 being gone back then, and I'll post the link down below in the description if you guys want to check that out. But I just wanted to do a quick video now to reiterate the importance of Windows 7 no longer being supported by Microsoft. To remind you guys that this is very important and bad things can happen to you if you don't upgrade from Windows 7 if you're currently still using it. If you're one of the 26.6% of people that are estimated to still be using Windows 7 as of the date of this video, you guys must upgrade to Windows 10 or something else. You must do it. I know, there's some of you guys out there that are like,
but Levi, I love Windows 7. It is the best. Dislike, unsub, what are you talking about? I can do everything I want on Windows 7. It has Minesweeper, it has Hearts, it has Solitaire, it has FreeCell, and they all come with it by default. I love those games. Why should I take the time to spend money to upgrade Windows 7 to Windows 10 and learn Windows 10 when Windows 7 does everything I need it to do? Windows 7 is the best thing since smashing that like button became a thing.
But in all seriousness, guys, whoever cheated and FreeCell and pressed that little hint button up at the top and let it make the best move for you all the time because you weren't good enough to beat the game by yourself, I never did that. I know, it stinks not having those games, but you guys survived Windows 7 not having Pinball, which was the greatest game that came with Windows of all time. So you guys can survive this transition. All of these games appear in the Windows Store. They're just not exactly the same as they were on Windows 7. So you guys can do it. But speaking in mind of default games that came with Windows, what was your guys' favorite game in Windows now or in the past that came with Windows by default? Post a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. Obviously, you guys have figured out that I loved Pinball on Windows XP, and that's my favorite. So anyway, it's important for you guys to upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10 or something else because as time goes on past January 14th of 2020, there's going to be more vulnerabilities that get released that can impact Windows 10, and those vulnerabilities are going to impact Windows 7 as well because they share a lot of the same code. And the more and more vulnerabilities that come out, the more bad things that can happen to your system on Windows 7. On Windows 10, there'll be patches that come out and fix those vulnerabilities, and so the window for those vulnerabilities to be abused and cause bad things to you on Windows 10 is very small, where Windows 7 becomes larger and larger each day that passes past that January 14th of 2020. So, what bad things can happen to you guys if you don't upgrade from Windows 7? Well, basically, once a vulnerability comes out for your Windows 7 machine that isn't fixed by Microsoft, there's a potential. All you have to do is be connected to the internet, be connected to a network, or visit a certain web page, and your computer can get infected with malware by taking those actions, and that malware can do terrible, terrible things to you guys. It can do things such as hijacking your webcam and recording you, recording your microphone, recording the screen, what's on your screen on your system. It can steal data off of your systems and send it somewhere else and use that data against you. Things like social security numbers, your credit card numbers, your banking account numbers, things like that can be used to create other accounts in your name and steal money from you. It can encrypt all of your files so that you can't access them without paying a fee, also known as ransomware. It can delete all of your files on your machine so that you can't access them. All terrible, terrible stuff that you guys don't want to happen to you. So that's why it's critical that you move off of Windows 7 as soon as possible so that those bad things aren't as likely to happen to you. Windows 10 is a lot more secure, and your window is so much smaller when vulnerabilities are released for Windows 10. So make sure that you're upgrading to Windows 10 or something else as soon as possible, because I care about you guys and I don't want you guys to be impacted by a vulnerability because you guys didn't want to upgrade. As I talked about earlier in this video, I have a video that gives you guys everything you need to know about Windows 7 no longer being supported. I'll post a card up above that you guys can check out, and there's a link down in the description as well. It will tell you how to check if you actually have Windows 7 on your machine. It expands out the bad things that can happen to you even more in detail, and it gives information on what you guys can do to upgrade from Windows 7 or to move to a different machine that doesn't have Windows 7. So go ahead and check that video out. I hope you guys pay attention to this video because I don't want you guys to get hit with something bad. So make sure that you go ahead and you check out that video and you get on something else besides Windows 7. I thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell to help more people like you protect themselves from getting hit with the bad cybersecurity things that we talk about on this channel. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.